Hello and welcome to Real, coming to you from the new Newman Catholic Center at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Almost 3 years to the day since the Diocese of Springfield sold the original Newman Catholic Center located on the UMass campus to the university's building authority, the doors to this brand new 20,000 square foot facility were opened, just in time to welcome back students. It's been a long and sometimes uncertain path leading to this historic milestone, one marking a new chapter in the history of campus ministry here at UMass. The roots going back to 1929, when a group of students, inspired by the late Cardinal John Newman, formed a Newman Club, an opportunity where Catholic students, faculty, and staff could engage in spiritual and intellectual growth. In 1963, the diocese purchased land on what was then the outskirts of campus, constructing the first Newman Catholic Center. And for 40 years, it served as a spiritual home away from home for countless university students. At the same time, the campus rapidly expanded, making the center located in a prime location. In recent years, that 1963 facility showed signs of age. Discussions began on how to leverage the center's prime location while ensuring a continued presence on the Amherst campus. Those discussions resulted on August 26, 2020 in the $12.5 million sale of the North Pleasant Street location. As part of the negotiations, the state agreed to provide, under a 99-year lease, land across the street on Thatcher Road for the construction of a new Newman Catholic Center. In order to adequately fund the building of a new center, a national capital campaign resulted in more than $2 million in additional funding. Finally, this past April, Bishop Byrne blessed and consecrated the Our Lady Seat of Wisdom Chapel. At the same time, however, other sections of the new building were still awaiting completion. Then on August 20th, Bishop Byrne returned to celebrate the final Mass at the North Pleasant Street Center's chapel, deconsecrating it at the conclusion of the Mass. He returned August 27th to bless the rest of the new center. And on Monday, August 28th, the new Newman Catholic Center opened for business, continuing a 94-year Catholic presence on the University of Massachusetts campus. Earlier this week, I met Father Gary Daly here for a tour and to learn more of what makes this space so very special to the Catholic campus community. So, Father Gary Daly, it's so nice to be here finally in the completed Newman Center. I bet you're so happy that everything is up and running, and I thought it would be great to start the tour here in the Newman Chapel, which is the heart of the whole center, right?
Right. It is the heart. You know, as the Eucharist is the source and summit of the church, so this is really the source and the summit of everything we do here at Newman. So this is the focal point. And we have nothing but rave reviews of this chapel. The word that everyone uses from bishop to student is when they walk in, they say, wow.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I wanted. It's a combination of so many different parts of our diocese. Mm-hmm. The stained glass windows, of course, we brought from the Newman Center. And I personally think they look more beautiful in this chapel than they did in the other chapel.
And how many people does this hold?
It's about 320. And the masses on this past, both Sundays, 10:30 Mass. So far, we've had to ask people to move in so that everyone could take a seat. Wow, so the chapel's full.
Well, it's a very welcoming chapel and welcoming center, and let's go and see what else we can show people.
Let's go. So we just left the chapel where we feed the soul, and now we come to this place, the cafe, where we feed the body.
So you've got all the bases covered here.
Yeah, it's a dual mission here. And the Newman Cafe is quite historical in the sense because alumni from decades ago would talk about the breakfast at Newman. And it's pretty popular and it's evolved through the years, but we wanted to keep the menu of all-day breakfast. So the cafe's open from 8 to 2, Sunday through Thursday.
And they can study too while they're eating or just hang out. And I know they offer some really good food. It's cooked by the UMass Dining, right?
#1 dining in the country.
Good reason to come here.
Exactly. One of the things that students requested when we were designing the building some years ago was they wanted a more traditional chapel, but they also wanted a place where they could cook. So this is the Newman Student Association room. It's a room where they can come in and utilize whatever they want, whether it's studying or whether it's cooking. So they'll be able to cook here, oven, stove, refrigerator, everything they need to be able to do that.
Another indication of a home away from home.
Correct.
Yeah.
We want to make it as comfortable as we can for them. So here we are on the second floor. We'll go down and see a few of the rooms that we have here. This is the resource center where students can come and study and read. We have 3 study rooms here, all quiet rooms.
The design is so beautiful. It's so welcoming with the
Right.
books and the nice comfortable chairs. And
Right.
you have artifacts from the Pope.
Right, so this resource center was donated by Michelle and Donald DeMore. But they didn't want it named after them. They wanted it named after St. John Paul II. And so that's what this area commemorates and celebrates, is the life of St. John Paul II. Welcome to the boardroom. I was sitting here at this table. It's for our development board meetings, but also can be used for Bible studies with the students. We're high-tech in here now because now we be able to have Zoom meetings with the camera and the telephone and the TV. And it's also honoring our directors from Monsignor Power through the ages, through the 60 years.
Well, this is the grand staircase, I guess, huh?
Yes, it is.
And it overlooks the main street and also the
Correct. In the old Newman Center
Newman
to the
Center.
left. And here's the famous pool table. We have our pool sharks right here. They're going to show you some trick shots. And that pool table goes from morning till night.
Wow.
I'm probably going to have to change the felt on that table, maybe more than once a year. We'll see. This is what we call the Dill Lounge. And students come in here, play pool, play chess, play checkers, study, chat. We'll probably add some furniture and just seeing what the use is here. Televisions that will be able to broadcast sports games, and then we move into the Portis Lounge. And this is kind of in a little more intimate area for students, both to study, but also to have like men's nights and women's nights or movie nights. There's a 12-foot screen that comes out of the ceiling and surround sound in this room, so it should be a fantastic evening for movies. It's a nice area, and it of course looks out to the patio here and over across to the old Newman Center through the windows, so we can remember the old as we sit in the new.
Perfect. Well, it really was a nice tour. Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
We're so happy for you that you have everything all set. And it was a long haul, wasn't it?
It certainly was, but it's well worth it when you see the students actively involved in both the worship and the social and the study. It's just, and I think the remarkable thing is that since we moved in here, not one student has said, we miss the old building. So it's really awesome, and I think it's going to be a great.
Time.
It was time. It was time for sure.
And we look forward to more in the future, definitely.
Very good. Look forward to having you come back.
Thanks.